YouTube vinyl community, Mike Love fans, random people on the internet. My name is Giggens, and we're here today to talk about Mike Love's first solo album in a very, very long time, Unleash the Love. So get ready, the love's about to be unleashed. This is a 2-disc set released through BMG back in 2017, I think. Yeah, 2017. And it's disc 1 is newer tracks, disc 2 is re-recordings of Beach Boys material with his current band. And overall, it's a decent listen. It's really not a bad album. There's moments on it that are definitely cringy, but overall, it's really not terrible. As far as redoing all the Beach Boys songs for the second disc, I don't understand the point of that beyond, I guess they were just having a fun time and wanted to just do some recordings for it. Don't know. Mike has had a long, storied career of recording things and not releasing them throughout the 80s and 90s and 2000s. Bits and pieces here and there have come out, like Cool Head, Warm Heart, which is on this album. We've had since 2006 on the Songs from Here and Back Again album, or Songs from There and Back, Here and Back, that Hallmark CD. It's on that one. Along with PT Cruiser, you know, really gonna shut him down. Yeah. So, the cover, I like the cover. The packaging is really well done. I mean, it's really colorful, it's vibrant, everything down to the labels and the inner sleeves. Really nicely done, well packaged. So the text has a bunch of pictures of like the 60s and people writing and protesting and trying to bring some love. There's Mike throwing a bunch of doves into the air. And here's what the inside looks like. We get a great picture of Mike, I guess, smelling something nice or praying. And then an old school shot of Mike in the 60s. So, yeah, it opens up with All the Love in Paris, which is actually a solid track, and Dave Koz plays saxophone on it. Does a really nice romantic sax solo there, which is pretty nice. The track itself is reminiscent of the Beach Boys Today era kind of stuff. Sounds like it could be a B-side from that album. And it's well executed. There's definitely some well-played stuff happening here. It's not super catchy. It's got definitely catchy moments, but for me, it wasn't really grabbing my ear. Mike's vocals are surprisingly unnasally, and throughout most of this album, he's kind of like that. There's a different timbre to his voice. Maybe it's just his age at this point. Not a bad song. Then you get the new version of Get You Back with John Stamos on drums, and Mike changes some of the words around, which kind of work sometimes, kind of work other times. He uses the words good and bad, which are always the best choices of the most literate choices to use for words. He does add some new lyrics to I guess you can call it the bridge section, or when it changes to when the key changes. So that's kind of cool. Nice hearing Bruce on it. It's really not bad. Jeff Foskett's doing the high stuff. Not bad. Daybreak Over the Ocean. This version's actually pretty good. I actually really do like this song a lot. The Blossoms doing the background vocals here are great. Good use of empty space, which I'm a big fan of. Really confident vocal from Mike, and it's just a warm sounding track. There's a lot of warmth and care on this one. It doesn't sound like anyone's trying to be cheesy or hokey, and the production on it is really nice too. So definitely a standout. Daybreak Over the Ocean, definitely a standout. I Don't Want to Know, also another standout. I actually really dig this one. It's kind of like in a Motown vibe with this one. Really digging it because it's so un-Beach Boys and so un-Mike Love, which that for me is so much more interesting than hearing someone do Beach Boys Light or Diet Beach Boys. Just do something different. We know what you sound like with the Beach Boys. Do something else. That's why I love Carl's albums and Dennis's album. They don't sound like the Beach Boys. They sound like them doing something different to make a statement. That's what works. So this is another case in point. His daughter Haley is on this track. She does a fantastic job. I love her voice on this one. A very fun, upbeat track, catchy, sticks in your head. Great song. Too Cruel also follows along with this theme of excellent tracks here. 2 or 3 in a row at this point. It's a calm, steady rocker, great, pleasant melody, nice production, excellent background vocals. Mike does a great job here. It's a very fun, warm, memorable song. Just a nice track to have on, so digging that one too. And then Crescent Moon ends side 1, and that one's okay. Side 2 starts off with Cool Head, Warm Heart, and I've always liked this song. I've known this song since it came out on that Hallmark CD, so I've always really enjoyed this one. I know some people hate on it, but for me, it's always been one of my favorite of the modern era Mike Love songs. It's reflective, it's calm, it's a warm heart of a song. But I like the message. It's about just keeping your cool, so it's really not a bad song, so I dig it. Pisces Brothers. Mike's ode to George Harrison about their time in India and how they share the same zodiac sign. Sing about birthdays and around that time because they both had a birthday near each other. Um, it's nice, I like the acoustic guitar on it. It's kind of like a lullaby. It's a little bit sleepy, but I think it's just meant to be more of a memory type of song, thinking back on the old days. Not bad. Unleash the Love. This song is actually pretty sweet. It's an upbeat track, bordering on gospel at times, which is pretty cool. Lots of tambourine, lots of key changes, and enough sunny optimism to end all wars forever. Not bad. Ramraj is track 10 on this album, track 4 on side B, and a very Indian-influenced track throughout, but mostly a straight-ahead rocker, but there are moments of sitar and tambura on here. Really not bad, but Lawrence Juber plays guitar on it from Wings. That's pretty cool. Wings. There he is right there. The next two songs, 10,000 Years Ago and Only One Earth, they're okay, but they start to lose my interest. They don't really provide anything much for me to be like sinking my teeth into. They're decent, they're well performed, but as far as like a connection that I can get from them, not much is happening. And then Make Love Not War, nice message about unity, getting people together, good horn section, I love the background vocals, nice upbeat kind of track. And then you get disc 2, which is all the remakes, and for the most part, I don't understand why they do this kind of stuff. A lot of bands do these things, but there are some good moments on here. I do really like The Warmth of the Sun with his daughter Amba singing on that. Think that's a fantastic version. Kiss Me Baby actually isn't too bad, because Bruce is on there too, which is pretty cool. But yeah, that one's really not bad. Darlin' with AJR on there is okay. Wild Honey, John Cowsill sings that one. He's been doing that live forever. California Girls wasn't too bad. Do It Again has that cheesy Mark McGrath stuff on there with like, do it in the background, and I care less about that. Hell Miranda, not digging that one too much. I Get Around, Mike sounds kind of rough on that one. Brian's Back actually features the original Carl lead vocal, so that's interesting. But yeah, Kiss Me Baby, Wild Honey, Darlin's not bad. Warmth of the Sun, that's probably my favorite out of the entire bunch on disc 2 is the Warmth of the Sun. And here's the inside book. Oh, here's the inside jacket again. So again, it's very well packaged. I have to admit, they did a nice job with it. So let me show you the inside sleeve. And both the sleeves kind of replicate what's inside the gatefold. But yeah, record 1. It tells you all the information you want to know about the songs. So it tells you who plays on it, who sings on it, which is really nice to have all that information there. Another picture of Mike in the back. And credits about who he wants to thank and all that. He does mention the Beach Boys too, which is pretty cool. But there's that one. And we'll show you the record here. And again, nice simple labels. And same thing on side B. If anything, it's just a nice looking set. And then disc 2, same deal. Mentions the songs, who plays on it, who sings on it. Classic shot of Mike from back in the day, and the record is the exact same thing for the label. Overall, it's an enjoyable set. As far as the original stuff goes on disc 1, I would have removed a couple of songs to make it a little bit more, not cohesive, but a little bit more tighter. Side 2 has one more extra song. I would have taken off 2 or 3 songs from this album, make it like a solid 10 a solid 10 track song list is what I'm trying to mutter out of my mouth right now. 10 solid songs on disc 1. I think that would have been cool. And disc 2, I would have just not had on there. Maybe I would have thrown Warmth of the Sun on there with Amba, and maybe Darlin' or Kiss Me Baby or something. So I would have mixed in a couple of those songs from disc 2 onto disc 1. I think that would have made one cohesive album. A little bit of old, a little bit of new. That would have been cool, but who am I to say? Yeah, it's not a terrible album. I've definitely heard worse. There's definitely some enjoyable tracks on here. Like really, Daybreak Over the Ocean, I Don't Want to Know, and Too Cruel. Those 3 songs in a row are really, really solid. I like Cool Head, Warm Heart. Unleash the Love is cool. Make Love Not War is pretty cool. So it's not a bad album. I'm still gonna give this thing probably like a 6 or probably a 6 out of 10. Maybe a really light 7, but probably a 6 out of 10. just because so much of it, you know, it just doesn't do anything for me. Like, all of disc 2 is just kind of like, I don't know why they did that. I mean, I guess it's because they felt like it and they were having fun. That's fine. That's cool. Knock yourself out. But for me, it just doesn't do much for me. So, you know, there's highlights on this thing. It's worth a listen. It's really not that bad. I mean, I've heard worse. So, that's it. He's since put out more albums since this, which is unbelievable. We live in a time now where with multiple Mike Love releases, 12 Sides of Summer, the Christmas one, his latest single from a couple of months ago. So there's a lot of new stuff coming out from Mike, which is pretty cool that a new Beach Boys, a member from the Beach Boys is putting out new stuff. So, you know, we'll take it. We'll listen to it and see what we think. But that's it. Unleash the Love, Mike Love. My name is Giggens. This has been Unleash the Love from Mike from the Beach Boys. And let me know what you guys think of it, if you heard it, and we'll talk about some Mike down in the comments below. My name is Giggens. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.